Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. The fourth T20I happening in Pune. It was Jos Buttler who won the toss and put India into bat. And I tell you, it has been a very exciting hour and 40 minutes of batting. India was 12 for 3 at one point. Yes, that's right, 12 for 3. And then after that was 57 for 4. It looked like, this may wrap up really early, but then Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya got together. But first, before that was Shivam Dube and Rinku Singh. But then the big partnership between Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya, which has propelled India to 181 for 9 at the 20-over mark. Shivam Dube getting run out of the very last delivery. But what a brilliant knock he has played on his return to the India T20 team. And Hardik Pandya, a brilliant 50 from him as well. It has been very, very exciting, including Saqib Mahmood, who came into the team today in place of Mark Wood and had a maiden over in the power play with 3 wickets. Not 1, not 2, but 3 wickets in one maiden over in the power play in a T20I. That's a lot of words you never thought would be in one sentence together. I have Zaheer Khan and Michael Vaughan here with me. I don't know where to begin, Zach. I don't think we can encapsulate all the excitement that has happened in those 100 minutes in the 10-minute show.
Well, to start with, I think it's one of the better pitches we've seen so far in the series. It's definitely one of those pitches where you can hit through the lines.
Yeah.
In spite of having a tricky start, you've seen a great partnership, great fight back from Hardik, Shivam Dube, Rinku Singh. They all contributed very well. And looking at that right now, halfway mark, even though India has scored 181, we'll have to wait and see how England is going to approach because this pitch is looking good to bat on.
Yep.
And that is something which, in spite of scoring and having a decent fight back, we still have to see. You'll still have to bowl really well to defend this total.
Yeah, it's been 100 minutes of classic T20 cricket, hasn't it, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I mean, there was chaos at the start when India lost, particularly 3 in that first Saqib Mahmood over. Then 79 for 5, the control in the game. England suddenly a partnership which was up there with one of the great partnerships that you see in T20 cricket. And then you're thinking, they're going to get 200, and then the last over, Overton pegs India back. So yeah, very much a typical T20 modern era kind of 20 overs. It looks a good pitch. It really does look like the ball's skidding on. I've just seen the ground staff that are already trying to move away the dew on the outfield. So 180 odd, it seems okay, and India will have to bowl very well, field great, but I still think it's just below par on this kind of surface.
And just, I asked this question to Zach in the comm box, and I'll ask you as well. Is it Jos Buttler's birthday? Because India was very keen to gift him some wickets.
He kept on getting caught at third man. I think one of the takes out of this series is the way that Jos Buttler's captained the England side and the creation of different styles of fields. That's the Brendan McCullum effect, that he's done it in Test match cricket with Ben Stokes, where you see fields that you just necessarily have never seen before. They're certainly not in the captaincy manual. So it's great to watch. It's entertaining. England have got a great chance of levelling up if they can play smart. And that's what I'll say about the Indian batting at the top of the order. I just don't think it was smart enough. I'm dumbfounded why the modern player seems to be so hell-bent on going so hard so soon. They've got so much talent and ability to catch up and hit the ball into the stands once they get in. I don't know why they need to think that they have to do it from ball one, because they're gifting England those early wickets. You look at the first 3, there were 3 iffy strokes, really. I mean, Tilak Varma, with the form that he's in, to get out playing the way that he did, and Suryakumar to just flick one to a short mid-wicket. Not sensible from the Indian top order, but they've managed to ruffle around and get 181 because of that incredible partnership.
And that incredible partnership, Zach, that almost wasn't, because first ball, Shivam Dube edges it to slip. Jos Buttler does not drop too many. So you can think that today was Shivam Dube's birthday and Jos Buttler's given him a gift.
But it was a tough catch. It was slashed hard. The ball was traveling, so they either stick or they don't.
If that one had stuck, this story would have been pretty much over. I mean, it would have been completely different.
the pressure was right on. There's no doubt about that. What tactically India tried to do and which worked in Dube's innings is the fact that they had enough left-handers. So they identified that Rashid is going to be operating in those middle overs and how to counter that. So they tried to find answer to that. If you see, look at the tempo of the inning as well. It's just the 7 to 10 over mark where things slowed down a bit. That's where Adil Rashid was bowling, and he bowled some good overs. Yeah. It was Shivam Dube's counter attack which really put pressure on Adil Rashid. But other than that, there was not a moment where you could feel that things were getting out of hand in spite of losing those early wickets. Yeah. And that is another reflection of how good the pitch has played so far.
Though I do want to get you in on this, on the bowling. I mean, Michael, just in that last phase, right, in the death overs, when Hardik Pandya and Shivam Dube were going hammer and tongs, do you think that the bowlers were also really bowling in their arc at that point in time?
Yeah, I mean, they bowled straight and they're so dangerous down the ground. I mean, you're talking about two quality players who can strike the ball. Pretty much wherever you bowl it, they just have one of those moments where the ball just seems to be in their arc, and wherever they kind of change their kind of angles or deliveries or slow balls, they still be able to find the boundary. It's just the momentum of T20 cricket, and the momentum was going all the way of India at that particular moment. But I have to give Overton credit for that last over because...
Yeah.
The last over started at 178, and I'm thinking, it could easily go for 24, could easily go for a number and go to beyond 200. For it only to have gone for 3, that's a big sway in this game, a big momentum turn back towards England because everything was going towards India. Hardik and Shivam Dube. Shivam, I thought, played Adil Rashid brilliantly. The reason why he was brought into the side is to target Adil Rashid. Adil Rashid's ended up getting 1 for 35. When you go back over the last 2 games, he's got 1 for 15, 1 for 14. And you look at those numbers there, 4 overs, 8 dots, 1 for 35. And that was because Shivam Dube put him in the stand a couple of times. So a good selection from the Indian think tank to bring Dube in to counteract Adil Rashid. But he also struck the seamers nicely as well. So a very good innings from him and Hardik Pandya. I thought Hardik actually played with real control. Real composure and control, and then I love the fact that he hits the ball into the stand and he doesn't follow it. He knows it's enough and he walks away. He didn't even follow the ball. If I hit a 6, I'm watching it all the way because I didn't hit too many and I wanted to see it travel all the way into the stand. He hits that many 6s, he doesn't even want to watch it.
And then watch the replay on the big jumbotron, right? But him...
Absolutely. I used to stop the game if it was replayed. I go, can I just keep watching?
But Hardik, that's right. That's the one thing you get with Hardik. You get a lot of swag. And that swag is just so entertaining to watch. Hits that 6, looks down, walks away, not bothered. Zach, I mean, we've discussed it plenty of times, but he's proper box office gold, isn't he?
Yeah, he enjoys it. He loves it, and that's so important. What's getting more evident is that he's very assured of how to build an innings in this format. At no point he want to be rushed. Even today, as soon as he's walked in, he knows that he has to take his time, get his eye in. Even though it's a shortish format, you still want to take that time, and that confidence. And faith comes from the ability to hit 6s. He knows that he can match up, even if he's going at 100 strike rate, which he was till about 13 deliveries. But after that, he has that ability to up the ante and hit those 6s and cover up.
And that's such good thinking, right? Because this is exactly what Michael is talking about, that the modern day player has so much ability, he's not understanding why they're going from ball 1. When Hardik has shown you can play 12 deliveries for 12 runs or 13 for 13 runs and then finish with 175 strike rate. So, Michael, there it is. There's your template right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you get off to a flyer, great, but I just don't understand why they're going chasing a flyer. They're so talented, these players. You look at, Tilak, who's been in magnificent form. He dances down first ball. I'm thinking, why? You're such a good player when you stay still and you can just react and play off instinct for the first few deliveries. And I would guarantee if he plays off instinct when, particularly, he's in the form that he's been in over the last few games, he would always get away. Look at Suryakumar Yadav. He's clearly just struggling a bit. It was a little bit of a timid prod to mid-wicket, but it's a mistake. I look at a lot of this, throughout the whole of this series. England have been, culpable for this as well, that a lot of the England players have been dancing and hitting too early. They are so powerful, so strong that it's well worth them giving themselves just a few balls to get in, and they're always going to be able to catch up.
But today, looking at the pitch, looking at the fact that dew is coming in, you think that maybe from them we can get just a little bit of that, of what Hardik did, where you just start slow, don't swing for the fences first ball on?
Well, I think it comes down to the way that England play Baron Chakravarti. If they're playing well, I think they'll win the game. If he has another evening out and he gets just a little bit of grip out of the surface, and England's gate is opened quite wide, they could be in trouble. But I would fancy England on this kind of pitch with the dew factor coming in. There wasn't a massive amount of spin for Adil Rashid, and I can't imagine with more dew that there'll be even more spin in the second part of the game. So if England play with sense, and that's a great if they play with sense, they've got a great chance of chasing it down. But don't rule out them whacking a few in the air early. It's the new modern way.
Just in case our younger viewers are wondering what that was in Michael's hand, that's called a pen. We old schoolers use it to write on a paper which is made out of trees. So that's what we make notes on. Yeah. Just asking Zach before we go, real quick, how much will dew impact the bowlers with India playing three spinners and maybe Abhishek bowling in over as well? How much will that come into play?
Like before the start of play, we were touching upon on this topic, and this is going to be the real challenge. Looked like one of the better pitches. Looked like the dew will be a factor, and there's not a lot of turn. It's a nice true bounce, nice even pitch, and that is definitely gonna raise that challenge for the bowlers. A touch bit higher, and we'll have to see. Maybe the Varun Chakravarti factor is going to be very vital for India to defend this total.
Advantage to which team at the halfway stage?
I'll say England. India has done very well to get to a total from there. They've given themselves a solid chance, but I think it's one of the better pitches, and it's not going to be that easy to defend.
Okay, we're going to ask you your power play guess, Michael. What do you think it's going to be?
I think England will come out and get 63.
63? Well, that's pretty big. I was going to go for 56. Unless you want that, you can take it. What do you say?
I'll go 59.
59. Should I give you some space? 56?
Small margins. Since
59?
your prediction was so close.
My prediction was correct. I won it for the first
179
innings.
and 185.
Yeah, I said 179, it was 181.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nice. We'll stack them up real close then. Let's see if I can get a 2 for 2. But let's also see if England can get it and make it 2-2 in this series and take it down to the decider on Sunday. We like deciders, yeah? Deciders will be great. But England first has to get to 182 to level the series here in Pune. All right, that's all we have time for. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us then. Zach and me will be there. We are going to now get our pens and make some notes. So we're going to see you right after that. Big thank you to Michael Vaughan and Zaheer Khan. I'm Gaurav Kapur. This was Cricbuzz Live.